Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Comics Della Morte, episode 61, Human Chair by Junji Ito. And I am Ronnie Gunter, Crimson Owl Comics, and my co-host, uh, Jason Alexander, Frogbreaker Studios. My friend, you are mute, just to let you know. No one could hear you. Do. Oh, he's frozen. But I hope everyone's doing great out here until Jason gets back up and running. I've been out for a while. I've been sick, but great. Gratefully, Jason and yep, Jason and Gary, they did a show without me, which I'm happy that they were able to do that. So props to them. Show them love, show them respect. Keeping the boat afloat. But of course,
Yeah.
before we get into the story, what you got to promote, my friend?
Let's see. There's an Etsy floating around somewhere with my
Mm-hmm.
artwork on it. Fallbreaker Studios, no spaces. I only have, well, as of this recording, there's only one design up, but there'll be more up tonight after the show, I'm sure. But I got some pretty cool stuff. Like I'm doing, a lot of my cult t-shirts and stuff. But I'm also gonna do a run of like a tribute to some horror movies, just to kind of, bless the path that I've been on, And Gary, what's up, man? So
Gary.
I'm doing a few. I'm gonna try to do like 4 or 5 different little horror movie inspired t-shirt, cell phone case type sets.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe a coffee mug. But yeah, check out my Etsy. Always check out Fallbreaker Studios on Instagram. I've been a little bit slack there, but I got stuff to post. I've been working a lot. And if y'all ever just kind of want to hear like the cult side of me heavy, like check out my TikTok. Fallbreaker Studios there too. I haven't put a banner up for that yet, but I'll have a link tree up also.
I'll check it out.
Hopefully tonight. But yeah, it's nothing. It's not a lot about comics. I'm transitioning it a little bit to bring it in a little bit more now, but it's just a lot of necessary things to be said. I'm kind of using TikTok as my platform, and I've been enjoying that. It's really kind of spurred me a little bit. So TikTok, Instagram. Find me. I'm Fallbreaker Studios, wherever you need to find me. If you can't find me there, it's not even business. All right. That's all. Wait, did I say mini comic bundles? Bundle 12 is coming out soon. Like,
sweet.
It's written. So, Aaron's a busy man. So he's slogging away. He put something up on the coffee just a few days ago and was like, it's coming. So I'm excited to see what it does. But like Drifter is getting hot. Like Drifter's pretty crazy. Like it ended up being my favorite story. Like sweet. I knew what it was gonna look like with Aaron's artwork, but like it became like a feature film. Like it's definitely like one of the coolest things that I've been a part of as far as comics go. Like like I just can't wait to sit down. It's kind of like watching like these Disney Plus shows where you watch them every week. But like about the 3rd episode of WandaVision, I already knew. I was like, I can't wait to just sit down and watch this all at once. And like,
that's how I felt about the 2nd episode of Boba Fett. I'm just saying.
That show's been awesome. It was so cool, Ronnie. I went back and I watched the end. I watched the whole Jabba's palace scene on Return to the Jedi until that scene ended, and then I started episode 1 of Boba Fett. Like it's so cool. Like it's such a great touch of nostalgia. But no, it's like I'm already invested in Drifter, and I can't wait to see it all. Like to see it as a full, complete story. Just I don't know. It's Aaron is in his shit with the art on that, and it just looks awesome. So
it does.
Yeah,
Props to
I've
Aaron.
been, yeah. Yeah, Aaron's an awesome artist, man. He killed the minis. Like as far as his production goes, it never faltered. Like, and it
Mhm.
was a lot. Like there was a lot of effort into every single mini
Oh, yeah.
on top of like working through a lot of the stories as we go
Mhm.
because we had never worked, like we just jumped into working together.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm very proud to
Mhm.
see it through. Like I'm very proud to see these minis exist and know like they're all over the world. Like there's minis in Australia, there's minis in the UK, like there's minis all over the country. Like it's so cool. Like I'm missing countries that they're in, but it's been pretty. I'm pretty fortunate to have like something that I've created. That's like
For
that's the dream.
for anyone out there that hasn't read the mini comic bundles packs, I'm saying
Yo,
this, and some people could be like, "Well, that's going too far." Imma say it. What they did for the mini comic bundles, they're like the Stan Lee and Jack Kirby of the mini comics. These 2 came together with, their style of writing and their style of
Ronnie, you
art.
are ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey,
Let me
I'm
see
just
if I can
saying,
screen share them videos real quick.
I'm giving you guys props. You guys took the mini comics and did something with it that people never thought to do with the mini comics.
So okay, you're damn right. Nothing looks like these. Like
See,
there's not a
Gary
mini
agrees with me.
comic like that exists that is
Mhm.
it's the best. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, Aaron's production on them is just amazing. Like
Mhm.
it's just like of the tippy top quality. And the artwork in these minis, these things, they look like full size comics. Like
Yeah.
Aaron is just like there's nothing lacking. Like, you know, I know that they were like considered to be small in some circles, but
Mhm.
like, come on, like this looks good. Like you can't. Sometimes size does. Sometimes size doesn't matter, Gary. Damn it, it was me this time. I was trying to avoid it, but mini comics are killer. Like
Mhm.
they're so awesome that I'm so proud of them. Yes, thank you, Gary. They're pretty legit. Like it's just hey, that's it. Yep, you picking it
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Yep. But yeah, hey, what's up,
Hey,
Dale? How's it
Dale.
going, man?
What's up, bud?
Thanks for stopping by.
For sure.
But yeah, all right. I've talked enough, Ronnie, man. Like I'm been going for almost 10 minutes now.
I don't care, man. You're part of the show just as much as I am, and we both got great stuff going on. And guys, it finally came out. Episode 3, The Great Escape. It is my biggest episode yet. 10 pages, and I broke it down to, well, 10 pages together, like if once it prints off in a full comic, but 40 images on the episode. And I'm just really happy the way it turned out. And from what people said, they were really,
Yeah,
moved by it in a terrifying way
yeah.
and in an awesome way. I
Yeah,
mean,
if
I'll
I may,
you read it, I'll let you talk.
if I
I'm the
yeah, I was gonna
creator.
say if I may, like this, I was telling Ronnie just before the show started, like you can tell after like the world is set up, like that's what I felt like the first 2 chapters were, and they were shorter.
Mhm.
This chapter is this chapter feels as long as both the other two, and so hey man, it's only 250 of them. So once
Yeah.
they're gone, you may just be happy to find one when you're old. So there's that. But no, this chapter 3 of yours, man, like it was like you've fully accepted that if you don't understand the world, that's not your
Mhm.
problem anymore. Like here's the table is set. And so no, this was a awesome chapter, man. Like it's a must read. If y'all go read this chapter, please just hit Ronnie's subscribe button.
Yeah,
go buy
I
him a
mean,
cup of
there's
coffee. Like hit his link tree. Like
yeah.
Ronnie's putting some these have gotten better with every chapter, and they've also it's not just that they've gotten better like levels wise, which it definitely has. Like not that the first issues were bad, but you can tell like this last chapter is it. Like this is where you want to be. Like
yeah, this is where you fall in love and get, absorbed into the
right,
universe.
yeah. So good, man. But yeah,
I appreciate
check
it.
out Ronnie's Tapas. This is it's a good and it's a big read. Like sometimes you just kind of feel like you don't ever like you always get the potato skins with web comics. Like it's like yeah, potato skins are good, man, but like I want some meat. I want my entree. And this was like now the table is finally set. Like you're seeing the lore and you're still getting like good doses of horror throughout. Like so
Oh yeah. That's what I definitely wanted. I wanted to have like the action. I wanted to have the suspense, the gore factor, which I brought
yeah,
it
you
to
nailed it.
high with this one.
Yep. But it never felt overdone. Like it made sense in the story, which is the best kind to me. So yeah. Please,
and still finding
go read this
ways
book.
to bring in new characters that make a big importance to later on in the book.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
Really happy.
You should be.
And thank you. And
awesome
thank you.
stuff.
And thank you for anyone who watches the episode later on for messaging me and showing me the love. I know Landon, he messaged me after I sent him a link to the book. So yeah. Frank, appreciate it. But while we're here, let's talk about our favorite horror manga creator, Junji Ito with The Human Chair.
Ito. Yes, absolutely. The Human Chair. Where to begin? Like, so, okay, I know where to start. If you don't mind me starting, Ronnie.
Go ahead.
You know me. So, here's the awesome thing about this story. We both loved Uzumaki. It's a perfect horror story in comics. Now, for me, there really things can be as good as that. I accept that I'm not going to see much like that. This story felt entirely different than that. Like this didn't have that. It was super eerie, right? But it didn't have that like shock. There was never that big shock payoff, which I was totally fine with because this felt more like a CSI almost. Like it was just almost, you know what I mean? Like it felt like true crime drama almost.
Yeah,
but it was still super eerie.
Exactly.
Yeah, and again, his artwork is this is older than Uzumaki. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah. His artwork was different. It wasn't worse. It wasn't bad. Like there's something about the way he draws, because he draws men very like direct, anime inspired, but like his female characters, their eyes are like they draw you in almost. And it was you could tell like he builds his female face, he builds the women's faces around the eyes. And it's, I don't know, like there's just something about it, and it just kind of raises that just discomfort, unsettled factor a little bit. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's that saying, the windows are the eyes to the human soul, and he definitely knows how to bring that.
Yep.
You don't need to have like, the mouth open and looking at different ways to tell expression. Like if you're a good artist, you could show happiness, sad, fear,
Yep.
a lot of those stuff, like the way someone's eyes are open or being
Yep.
closed.
Yeah. So yeah, like so this story is basically this lady is looking for like a fashion chair, I guess
Mhm.
is the way to describe it. And she ends up in this random furniture store and she sits in this chair and it's got this crazy backstory that
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Ronnie, I'm not buying that chair.
Mhm.
I'm not
But
buying that chair.
but this is why this story was so good. Uzumaki, I love that one because that was like a true sci-fi supernatural horror, while this definitely, like you said,
Yeah.
is the type of horror where it's so crazy to think about because there's a lot of sickos in the world that would probably do that shit. No lie.
Yeah, you hear about, all these landlords who have like
Mhm.
cameras in apartments or
Yeah.
like drill little holes in the wall or like mirrors in
Mhm.
hotels and stuff being two-way mirrors. Like, no, like this is like super creepy, but it's nothing you couldn't expect to hear somebody attempting in real life. I'm sure you could probably find it. You know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
Google it enough, I'm sure something like this has happened.
Mhm. Yeah, so pretty much just with the pages here, not going into too much detail because we want you guys to read. They're just talking about, a chair is just not a chair to sit in. A chair is going to be a part of you, and you want it to be comfortable because it's a place that you pretty much go to get away from the rest of the world to just relax. I mean, which is not wrong. I mean, how many of us like our parents, especially our fathers, didn't have that one chair that you weren't allowed to sit in and only he could, or it's like you're at the dining table, the father always sits at the end of the table and not on the sides, stuff like that's very
Right.
important.
Yep. It always makes me chuckle. My dad used to always have like a recliner that we
Mhm.
were never allowed to sit in, but it was
Yeah.
never the same recliner because it always he always would get it for some rent to own place, and then it would just come and go. So
Mhm.
I was all now like being older. I'm like, why couldn't I just sit in that chair? Like it didn't really belong to either one of us. Like,
Yeah.
let me sit in a recliner, but I don't know. That's
Mhm.
just me being silly about my trauma. This is what I do.
So pretty much at this point, the guy's like now just telling a story. I guess a story
Yep.
from a woman in the past. And he's like about this woman. I guess I don't know what type of writer she is, but she's an author and she keeps it anonymous because, it's probably during that time period where a lot of women weren't allowed to write and it was mostly a man's thing to do. So she definitely talks about how she keeps her real name anonymous, if I'm not mistaken here.
Was that I couldn't you cut out there. I couldn't hear what you said.
How she was keeping she didn't put her name on her manuscript, the writer that's writing here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like probably talking about, I don't know, I got from it like it was probably one of those time periods where a lot of women didn't publish books back then because there was that time where women had to keep their names like secret and they usually used a pen name.
Right.
Hmm.
Like William
But
Shakespeare.
yeah, but this part is eerie because you literally see here like hiding
Look
myself
at
in
that.
chairs that he crafted. He immersed himself in abdominal condition as he described his life in there. Just to think about that, not just him
Sicko
doing this,
mode.
this is like some psycho shit right here. Like
It's
literally
pretty
him
wild. Like
him hiding in the chair, and it's not one of those things like he'll hide in the chair and leave. No, when we get to some other pages, I'll show you some details in there that probably people didn't see, but not trying to make the joke, but it
he's
is pretty
just
funny. It's like
He's
he's in the
just
chair.
left the chair.
Yeah. And it's talking about the first thing that pops up.
OMG. Yeah, but like,
I
can
had to use
you
it
imagine?
because let's face it, this guy is a pervert. So him sitting in a chair and then a woman sitting on his lap has to be some like kinky shit that he's into. I mean, that's the way I get it. That he doesn't do it because he just wants to. It's a sexual urge of his. But
Yeah.
it's just creepy to think about. And like I said, he sits in there and it has to be probably uncomfortable as hell to sit in there.
Once you start reading this story, y'all, you could read this story in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's so good and it's so off-putting. It's so off-putting, and it makes you appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
But
And
man,
what's creepy enough, like she starts to realize that her being a writer, that she does her best work in the chair. And that's just what's creepy as hell too, is that, she knows.
yes, because she's like, it's a human connection, even if she doesn't realize it. It's so bizarre and it's so messed up. Like, it's just a messed up story. I always
like
wonder if
right
I'll
there.
ever like push this.
Like you see the face coming out of the chair. That's a perfect shot.
I always wonder, like, look at that face.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder, like, how far I'll push this, and like, if I could do it this way, I 1000% would. Like, this is a good ass story. It really is. It's short, but it's really good.
Yeah,
it's strong.
Is. But like, once you go there, it's good. Once you go, with your writing, once you go there, it's good. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail, people, but in this past comic that I did, you see what a cougar does to a man. It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
But
everything about that page is just awesome. Like,
yeah.
But
let me get to
the eyes, the face coming out of the chair. This guy beating the shit out of this chair now.
Let me try to get to. Yeah, exactly. The man like literally is messing with his wife, but I want to try to skim through this stuff to show you. So I didn't want to like go through the whole story, but I wanted to just point this out. This guy wasn't just sitting in the chair occasionally. This man had water to drink on the right side here. Then he has unopened cans of food. And it doesn't show a toilet or anything. Or, well, I don't know, this thing at the bottom, like under where the knife is, there's another layer. But the fact is that this guy was literally living in the chair. He was drinking, he was eating in the chair. And that's just crazy to think about, that he literally got to the point where he's like, okay, I'm just not a creeper. I'm now becoming part of the chair. And that's why Junji Ito named it the human chair. Oh, Jason cut up. Wait for him to get back. Do. Let me see. There he is.
Yeah. I think it is
pretty great.
So good, Gary. It's so good.
But like
it's so good. What I was gonna say before my internet. Oh, all right, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you heard me, but like the fact is that
this,
why they call it the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that, this guy wasn't just being a peeping Tom. He literally became the human chair. This guy, like, literally was living in his chair, because you see literally right here that he was eating cans of food and drinking liquids while in it. So he lived in there.
So gross.
And I don't know if he had a porta potty. It kind of looked like he did, like at the like right here, the thing below where the knife is, but I don't know. I don't know. But it's pretty grotesque and crazy to think about, just because there's so many stories out there about perverts stalking people now, and it's just more surreal instead of Uzumaki.
It's everything that I loved when I used to watch Law and Order a lot. Like
Oh yeah.
everything
Hmm.
about this story is just that super unsettling true crime feel.
Yeah.
And like the artwork is great per usual. Like we haven't even really talked
Hmm.
about that much because this is just one of those times where it's like the story is better than
Hmm.
the the writing and the art didn't have to be as good as they are for the story to be as good as it is. Because this is
Oh
just
yeah.
it's such a good story.
Well, I'm gonna say one thing about the artwork, like with this page. The fact is, it's not just that you see the carpet, it has detail like a rug, and you really look at like this cop on the right, you see the table there. You could see how detailed that woodwork is, but the chair is what's the eye catcher, because how much 3D depth he has into that, with the layers of like showing where he would
You
stick his
know
arms
what's
in it.
really cool?
What's that? Nope. Froze up again. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if
No,
it's my Oh, okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it's really cold up here tonight, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But um, anyway, how she said she did her best work in the chair, and it
Mhm.
kind of how we talked about that kind of like being a messed up thing because he's pretty much forced himself into her mind, and
Yeah.
she's comfortable with him there, but she doesn't know it. And the
Mhm.
way that this chair is angled, it looks like the back of somebody's head with somebody with like a seated chair inside of their head.
Yeah.
You see what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like right,
Mhm.
you can't see my cursor, but like right where the armrest ears is kind of the ears, and up where the head rest is kind of the forehead and the cheekbones and the lips.
Yeah.
And it's like
Mhm.
he's taking up a like almost like a Gundam almost. Like he's steering this woman through her head, but it's through the chair, which
Yeah,
is
but yeah,
just
I mean, it's great though, because it's just this 3D perspective, and I know looking at this, that this had to take a while to
nobody's
plan
writing
out.
invasive
Mhm.
psychological comics like this. Like this is pretty nothing that I've read anyway. It might exist,
Mhm.
but like this is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, Izumaki, he does great with the expressions on the faces, especially with the females. But like you were saying, her eyes is what
So
makes the
good.
most biggest impact of like the terror and fear in her eyes, even if you're not looking at the mouth.
Yep. No, this all of that stuff, that those little things
Hmm.
create these like holds in the comic, like rock climbing, right? Like
Hmm.
if you got something to grab onto next, like you keep going. And like, man, this story could have been as long as Uzumaki, and I wouldn't have cared. Like it
Yeah.
was so good. But I think it was also so good because it was so short.
Hey, Landon.
Hey, what's going on, Landon? How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, guys, that I found this website and it had a lot of short stories. So who knows, maybe in the future, since if they're short like this, we might do like two books in the same episode.
Yeah, man. We can do two books in one. We can
Hmm.
do a book and then like a guest, or a book and then like a
Yeah.
separate conversation. But
Oh man, if we were able
shit,
to get Junji Ito on here, I would be so
if
happy.
you if you want to talk about if you want to just change this to a Junji Ito show, I really wouldn't even care. Like
Yeah.
it's always a treat to be able to, like, I carry a Junji Ito book in my bag with me, because
Yeah.
if I'm ever in a rut, like, that's what I like to read. But man, like, this stuff is so good. It's so easy to read Junji Ito, because you're never I haven't been left wanting yet. Like, everything that I've read, I've wanted to finish. Like, and that's saying something, because I don't have a ton of comic writers that I'm like that with. Like, there's no must read. I just love to read everything. But Junji Ito definitely belongs to the top of the list.
Oh, sure.
Also, that guy from Arizona, like, I like his shit pretty well too.
Yeah.
I'll put the brakes on for Dinosaurs versus Mars bots any day.
But yeah, so you wanna
no,
grade this? What would you put it as?
Hell yeah, I want to grade it. It's a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'll give it a 10 is because I'm selfish and I wanted to read more.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a 9 myself.
It was a great book.
It's one of those things, like, for it to be a horror short story, it's either gonna be a dud, or it's going to be something really shock value. And what he did with this was a great shock value. Especially, I didn't show you the end and show you some key parts that, like, were even more shock.
So two Arizona comic creators. 3.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely, I want you guys to read the ending of this, the Human Chair, because me and Jason read it, and I'm keeping stuff out that's even, like, more shock value than what we showed you.
Yeah, like, I feel like this was like a true, and this is an old book, but I still feel like it's worth the read. So I feel like this was like a damn near perfect book. Like, it really was. There was just wasn't much to be, like, down about or wish was different. Like I said, other than it could have been longer. Like, I would have enjoyed it longer. But that's just me, and it's not. I'm not knocking it. Yes, making comics is not easy. I enjoy it. Like, I think we all like it enough that it's worth it being. Like, I would definitely rather make comics than build one of those, like, level 5 model cars, where you got to build the engine with the glue and stuff. Like, some people love that, but
I would much rather struggle. I remember doing that as a kid. But it wasn't a model car. It wasn't a model car.
I didn't enjoy that, and it was tedious. But
yeah,
I don't.
The one I did was a Bird of Prey.
Tedium.
Is that the name of it? The Bird of Prey, basically the Klingon ship. Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a badass ship. Yeah,
putting that together with glue, that took a while.
Yep.
But it was awesome though. But yeah, we're gonna end it here, guys. It's a short episode just because it's a short book. But like I said, with the other books, if they're as short as this one, we'll probably do 2 books in one. But looking at the website, it does look like some of the website that I had the link down, instead of short stories, it does look like they have longer stories too. But it's a whole website dedicated to Junji Ito, and I can't wait to read more.
Hey Ronnie, if it's a story that's 5 times longer than Uzumaki, and that's what we decide to do, I'm down with it. Like,
I mean, a Uzumaki,
fun to read.
A Uzumaki is probably one of our best reviews. I mean, and it got the most reviews.
It's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite horror comic. 100%. Like, it was such a good story.
I give props, because it's one of those things we did, like, a lot of the, like, 50s and 60s horror, but when we started doing that, it went from, like, creepy sci-fi, but then to, like, real, like, crazy supernatural horror. And I think that's when a lot of
Yeah.
people started subscribing to the channel and liking our stuff, because now they're like, okay, these guys really are in depth, and showing how they care about the writing, the artwork, and their opinion matters, and they're not just bullshitting.
Yeah. No, yeah. We've reviewed comics that we going.
Oh, he froze up again. Yeah, it must
I'm
be the
into
weather.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, just let it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Gary,
I'm here
Dale,
for it. But
Landon,
no,
thank you for showing up.
yeah, thanks, Landon. Thanks, Gary. Like this is a Dale. Like this is an awesome combo, guys. Like
Yeah.
this is a good fun, Ronnie. Like I had come across this title before, but I had never read it. But like
Yeah.
I was excited to see it because I
But
knew I had to stop and read it.
Yeah. But people, make sure when you look it up, like I said, I got the link down there. You don't have to, but if you just put it in, make sure you put Junji Ito, the human chair, because if you put the human chair, then it's going to bring up a horror movie. That horror movie is interesting, but it's totally different from this one.
Yeah.
But
There's also a few reads on YouTube of this one. So
oh yeah,
even
really?
if like you just wanted to, yeah, even if you wanted to like listen to it on your way to work or something, this, like I said, like this is a story that you don't. The visuals are like fantastic, but you don't really need them because it's a good story. It's just a good story. So, no, like, I would probably bump this ahead of Amagara Fall, but definitely not Uzumaki, just because there was so much world in Uzumaki.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we're gonna end it here. But guys, go check out Jason's Instagram. Anyone who hasn't subscribed, do that. Go go buy mini comics bundle. He put a Etsy shop. I have to get that so he could I could have you guys click it or send your friends merch. And then I got a website that I'm building right now for just, promoting me, my comic, our show here, and then planning on putting some merchandise for myself up as well.
Nice.
Not
Awesome,
just like
man.
not
Wow.
just like our
Yeah, I should
logo,
have.
not just that our logo. And if you need me to send you the logo so you could start putting on stuff as well, let me know.
Awesome. All right, man. We'll do.
Because this logo is just as mine as it is yours,
Yeah, we've had some good times, man. That was like it was even fun to come up with. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Well, you got
Yeah,
anything
man. Let
else
me
to
get out
promote?
of here. I gotta figure out what's going on. Nah, man. Y'all know where to find me. Like, just pick a site and type in Fallbreaker Studios, like Instagram, TikTok. I am kind of on Facebook, and also at my Etsy store. Like it's coming together. Like I think you guys will think there's some pretty dope stuff up there. My internet will be better next time too. The weather will be better, and
I mean, you guys,
I'll be able to like screen share my stuff.
Did you guys get snow?
We got snow Monday.
Okay. Because I know Missouri. I know Missouri got like ice and snow.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that 5 hours it snowed up here, we got a foot of snow. And as soon as it stopped snowing, it started raining. And that snow got heavy. It bogged down the snowblower, broke the snowblower. So it was a ton of snow in the yard and it turned into ice. We had to get some Emily's dad came over and plowed that because this is the bottom of the driveway, but it was getting nasty. So now it's just like really, really cold. We've had a really, really long stretch of cold, like real cold weather.
Yeah, when you guys get like ice and snow, Florida actually gets some type of cold weather. like the last couple of days, the highest only got up to like 67, and then we had like yeah, but then at like in the morning when I start work at like 6 a.m., it's like 37 degrees. I'm like, oh.
Oh, now 37, I'm sure feels
Yeah.
really chilly for you guys. Like,
Well, yeah,
I
but
remember
it's
that.
crazy though, because it's like it'll be 37 degrees and I'm like, "Oh, yay, I'm cold outside." And then by the time I get off of work, which is
Yep.
3 p.m., it's 80 degrees. I'm like, "Why?" Now I have nowhere to put this like coat and this sweater that I just had.
Yep. I
But
can't.
yeah.
I never want to be like hot like that again, man. It was just not for me. But
Well, guys,
man, like
you have a good
I
night,
don't think you
guys.
could add up the last. You couldn't add up the last 10 days here to get to 67 degrees. Probably
Yeah.
last 20.
Mhm.
All right. All right, man. I'm out of here. Y'all be
Later.
good. Have a good
Peace.
night.